Tony, in a recent conversation, you said something very interesting. That's the reason for this interview now. You said that instead of moaning about the municipal manager and criticizing municipal managers, ratepayers should rather go to their councillors and make sure that the councillor looks after their problems or their complaints. Can you expand on that?
You have a ward committee and there are members, and then you have the public, and heading up the ward committee you have a ward councillor, and the normal way one would expect complaints and problems to traverse would be from the public to the ward committee members, from the ward committee members when they meet once a month with the ward councillor to the councillor. The councillor sits on the council. The municipal manager gets instructions from the council. Once they've deliberated and they have a whole lot of things they want to attend to, etc., he gets his instructions. He's actually the managing director of, in the case of the HCM, it's probably a 700+ million rand business. That's his job, is to run that. His job is not to put up with complaints from the public directly and to be hammered by the public directly, which happens on the South Coast all the time. And it must be very disheartening for a municipal manager to have to put up with this continuous barrage from the public when, in actual fact, the ward councillor are the people who should be taking the flak if what is needed to be done within their constituencies, within their wards, is not happening. In other words, the municipal manager is really subservient to the councillors, and we need to change the way business is being done on the South Coast, because I'd hate to be a municipal manager down here. No matter how hard you try, you get lambasted by everybody, and unfortunately that is the problem. And I think the ratepayers associations and a lot of similar keep on hammering the municipal manager. They don't understand the process, and what should be happening is the people who should be taking responsibility are not taking responsibility. They're paid by the public on a monthly basis to do a job of work, and if they're not attending to their constituencies and if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, well, they actually shouldn't be there. Unfortunately, the system is such that these people are placed in position by the various political parties. That's the way it is at the moment. They're not voted in by the public. The political party wins a constituency, and they place various of their main supporters who put up their hands to be ward councillors in those positions, and that is the problem.
I'll come back to this now, just now. Just a question, don't you think the introduction of this new customer complaint centre will alleviate the situation? You know, it was announced 10 days ago. There are certain numbers, etc., where the public can complain, and it'll be centralised if it works like it should work.
Yes, it is actually something that should be compulsory, and now has been instituted. It was there, I think, in a way beforehand, but possibly not as operative as it should have been. The public now can complain to that, but remember, that particular call centre will then pass information onto the municipal manager around certain areas. It's going to be, yes, people will be able to be able to lay their complaints and the rest of it. But again, the real routing should be via the ward councillor. What is the ward councillor actually doing? I mean, if one has a look around at some of the ward councillors, you ask, are they ever around in season when the beaches are packed? Are they helping on the beachfront? Are they helping the police? Are they getting involved? Where are they?
Okay,
that's my question.
You were a councillor many years ago in Margate, was it?
Yes.
Yes. So you know what a councillor should do. So what you're actually saying now is some of them are just not working. They're not doing their jobs.
I think in short that is what I'm saying. Definitely, that is what I'm saying.
So what we have to do now is say no names, no pack drill.
No names, no pack drill. Everybody knows their councillors and they know whether their councillors are working for their town or not. And there's no reason why a councillor cannot go to the municipal manager and say, look, you know, I've got a problem in my town, my section, it's not happening, and you know, who do I need to speak to? Can you speak to some of your heads of department? I need a cleanup, I need this, I need that. I can maybe pull a few of the business people in to help or whatever, but let's get something done. And I think that's the problem with the South Coast, and I think that's why the South Coast is on a downward slide and will continue to be on a downward slide unless the actual ratepayers start being proactive about making their towns look like something and fighting for it.
Yeah, and
they're not fighting for it by fighting the municipal manager. He's got enough problems already. He's got the politicians on his back, depending whichever party he's from.
Yeah, and you're talking across party lines now. I mean,
yes,
when you saw
across party lines, yeah. They have politicians on their back to pull votes, to do this, to do that, to do everything else. And I think a councillor, if he's being paid to do a job of work, should actually grasp that wonderful opportunity and do something about it.
Okay, but now in all fairness, won't it be easier for an ANC councillor to get something done than for an opposition party councillor in the current situation?
I don't know. One might think that, but then again, what do the opposition councillors do to find a better working relationship and to get something achieved?
Okay, Tony.
It's a difficult situation under the current regulations, etc. But it doesn't stop councillors from doing what they're supposed to be doing. The other side of it is, if they do what they're supposed to be doing, there shouldn't really be any complaints from the constituency, or very few complaints. And there's no reason for these complaints. What I'm saying is, the complaints shouldn't be labelled against the municipal manager. The complaints should be labelled against their councillors because they are not seeing that their section of town is looked after properly. Bottom line.
Makes me think maybe eHousing should start a rating system. We have all the councillors, and then we have the public and the ratepayers rating them and see where we go.
Be a fantastic idea. Really a fantastic idea. I mean, I take Shelley Beach, the town that I live in. I wouldn't bring any overseas visitors into Shelley Beach to let them look at my town. Overseas shopkeepers get out, they clean their pavement, they look after their town, they're proud of their town. Down here it doesn't seem to matter at all what it looks like outside your shop or anywhere else.
What about Margate?
Margate, that's a great shame. Absolute, great, unmitigated shame.
You mean it's the same there?
Well, the problem with Margate is that it's just been allowed to go downhill for a long time. It's a composite situation, Margate. That's not just the owners of the shops, it's the landlords, but it's a composite landlords, council, the works.
Tony, thanks very much, and thanks for putting a few cats in the pigeon coop, so to speak. Thank you.